Ukraine's leader Zelensky has said that Ukraine could go nuclear. He was speaking to the EU in Brussels and he said there were only two ways that Ukraine could defend itself: join NATO or get the nuclear bomb. But given that NATO is a nuclear superpower anyway, the choice really was go nuclear or go nuclear. Speaking of NATO, Zelensky said there is no better alliance and that he did not want to get the nuclear bomb, but in terms of protection, what other choice was there? It's true, nothing deters war or a country more than the nuclear bomb. The last time a nuclear weapon was used was on Japan in 1945. Many cite that as being the end of World War II, and of course Japan's surrender. But that bomb was used twice on Japan in 1945. If the nuclear bomb was such a great deterrent, why use it more than once? The shock and horror of a nuclear bomb lead many to think that it could be the Third World War, or just an outright nuclear apocalypse. But this would be less Ukraine seeking nuclear weapons, and more of them just getting them back. In 1991, when the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine woke up as an independent country and said, wow, we've just inherited nuclear weapons. Estimated at several thousand warheads, Ukraine was encouraged by other countries, / peer pressured, to give those weapons up. Sort of like a messy divorce settlement. Ukraine did so on the basis that it would be protected by the USA, the UK, and Russia. Awkward. Ukraine perhaps did realise or didn't realise that Russia would end up being less of a guarantor. Ukraine has 4 nuclear power stations at the moment, and the German magazine Bild spoke to a Ukrainian source, an official specialising in Ukrainian weapons, who said that Kyiv could build a nuclear missile. The full quote says, "We have the material, we have the knowledge. If the order is given, we will only need a few weeks to have the first bomb." The source added that the West should think less about Russia's red lines and more about our red lines. Zelensky presented these concerns to Donald Trump recently, who could be the next US president. Apparently Donald Trump just simply said, fair enough, that's a fair case. Likewise, Russia has made many nuclear threats to Ukraine and the West in general. A new book by Bob Woodward called War, What Else, recently claimed that Russia was seriously considering using the bomb on Ukraine at the start of the invasion. Ukraine are basically saying if they can threaten us, why can't we threaten them? Officially speaking, there are 8 countries that have the nuclear weapon, and on this list I've included Israel, a potential 9th country, which is commonly understood to have the nuclear bomb as an open secret. With the world already at high tension, it's hard to imagine how a 10th country could make that any more peaceful.